Gold prices have gapped up the past couple of days after the Cypriot parliament considered a tax on bank deposits. With us today to talk about that gap up, but more specifically the action in silver prices, is Will Rhind. Will, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So Will, a lot of people have been looking at gold, but what about silver? What's silver done in the past couple of days since the whole discussion about whether or not they would begin to tax deposits in banks there?
Well, silver's sold off a little bit because of it. And that's mainly because in times of stress, we tend to see silver acting more like an industrial metal rather than a safe haven store of value such as gold. And silver does have a high correlation to gold, but when we see these stressed occasions in the market, risk-off type environments, we tend to see silver trading more as an industrial metal and therefore selling off vis-a-vis gold.
So why was it trading more like an industrial metal as opposed to a precious metal?
Well, the main reason is because the majority of demand for silver is from industry. Its principal application is in industry, unlike gold, where there's actually a very small component, which is actually just industrial demand. So gold is quite unique in the sense that it sits alone as a metal which doesn't really have any industrial properties, whereas the other white metals, silver and platinum and palladium, they're all much more industrial and therefore trade as such.
And do we think we'll see more of the same from silver? Yesterday, Tuesday, of course, we saw that the Cypriot parliament voted down the idea of the haircut. What do you think this means for silver?
Well, silver is a hybrid, really, between an industrial metal and a store of value such as gold. So I think while the initial reaction would be to sell off, I think the longer term, if gold prices are increasing, then silver prices most likely will increase as well on the back of gold. A higher gold price typically lifts silver. So I think the initial reaction was perhaps to sell off, but longer term, if we see the gold price increasing and continue to increase or continue to go higher from here, then it's most likely that silver will follow.
And so let's touch on that really quickly. Gold prices. Do you see gold prices continuing to jump up on the Cyprus news, or do you think things are going to finally cool off from there?
Well, I think that gold has reacted very positively, and I think in many ways this was a catalyst that gold had needed to reassure or to perhaps reassert itself as a store of value type investment in these times where suddenly we're back to a situation where everybody perhaps thinks that things are going great, the economy is improving, and then out of nowhere comes this little island in the Mediterranean that blows up or has some crisis, and that causes people to reevaluate the thinking and again buy gold as some kind of protection, store of value against these sort of stress events.
Well, you heard it from Will. Silver prices, of course, went down, not necessarily because they always play as a precious metal. Keep an eye on gold as the events unfold in Cyprus. Will, thanks for being with us.